After more than a century of rule by France, Algerians fought through much of the 1950s to achieve independence in 1962. Algeria's primary political party, the National Liberation Front, FLN, was established in 1954 as part of the struggle for independence and has since largely dominated politics. The government of Algeria in 1988 instituted a multi-party system in response to public unrest, but the surprising first-round success of the Islamic Salvation Front, FIS, in the December 1991 legislative elections led the Algerian army to intervene and postpone the second round of elections to prevent what the secular elite feared would be an extremist-led government from assuming power. The army began a crackdown on the FIS that spurred FIS supporters to begin attacking government targets. Fighting escalated into an insurgency, which saw intense violence from 1992-98, resulting in over 100,000 deaths, many attributed to indiscriminate massacres of villagers by extremists. The government gained the upper hand by the late 1990s, and FIS's armed wing, the Islamic Salvation Army, disbanded in January 2000. Abdelaziz Bouteflika, with the backing of the military, won the presidency in 1999 in an election that was boycotted by several candidates protesting alleged fraud, and won subsequent elections in 2004, 2009, and 2014. The government in 2011 introduced some political reforms in response to the Arab Spring, including lifting the 19-year-old state of emergency restrictions and increasing women's quotas for elected assemblies, while also increasing subsidies to the populace. Since 2014, Algeria's reliance on hydrocarbon revenues to fund the government and finance the large subsidies for the population has fallen under stress because of declining oil prices. Geography, Algeria Panel, expanded. Location, Northern Africa, bordering the Mediterranean Sea, between Morocco and Tunisia. Geographic coordinates, 2800N, 300E. Map references, Africa. Area, total, 2,381,740 square kilometers. Land, 2,381,740 square kilometers. Water, 0 square kilometers. Country comparison to the world, 11. Area, comparative, slightly less than 3.5 times the size of Texas. Land boundaries, total, 6,734 kilometers. Border countries, 7, Libya 989 kilometers, Mali 1,359 kilometers, Mauritania 460 kilometers, Morocco 1,900 kilometers, Niger 951 kilometers, Tunisia 1,034 kilometers, Western Sahara 41 kilometers. Coastline, 998 kilometers. Maritime claims, territorial sea, 12 nanometers. Exclusive fishing zone, 32 to 52 nanometers. Climate, arid to semi-arid, mild, wet winters with hot, dry summers along coast, drier with cold winters and hot summers on high plateau. Sirocco is a hot, dust, sand-laden wind especially common in summer. Terrain, mostly high plateau and desert, Atlas Mountains in the far north and Hoggar Mountains in the south. Narrow, discontinuous coastal plain. Elevation, mean elevation, 800 meters. Elevation extremes, -40 meters lowest point, Chotmelga, 2908 highest point, Tahat. Natural resources, petroleum, natural gas, iron ore, phosphates, uranium, lead, zinc. Land use, agricultural land, 17.4%, 2014 est. Arable land, 18.02%, 2014 est. Permanent crops, 2.34%, 2014 est. Permanent pasture, 79.63%, 2014 est. Forest, 0.82%, 2014 est. Other, 81.8%, 2014 est. Irrigated land, 13,600 square kilometers, 2014. Population distribution, the vast majority of the populace is found in the extreme northern part of the country along the Mediterranean coast. Natural hazards, mountainous areas subject to severe earthquakes, mudslides and floods in rainy season, droughts. Environment, current issues, air pollution in major cities, soil erosion from overgrazing and other poor farming practices, desertification, dumping of raw sewage, petroleum refining wastes, and other industrial effluents leading to the pollution of rivers and coastal waters. Mediterranean Sea, in particular, becoming polluted from oil wastes, soil erosion, and fertilizer runoff. Inadequate supplies of potable water. Environment, international agreements. Party 2, biodiversity, Climate change, Kyoto Protocol, desertification, endangered species, environmental modification, hazardous wastes, law of the sea, ozone layer protection, ship pollution, wetlands. Signed, but not ratified, none of the selected agreements. Geography, note, largest country in Africa but 80% desert, canyons and caves in the southern Hoggar Mountains and in the barren Tassili-Najjar area in the southeast of the country contain numerous examples of prehistoric art, rock paintings and carvings depicting human activities and wild and domestic animals, elephants, giraffes, cattle, that date to the African humid period, roughly 11,000 to 5,000 years ago, when the region was completely vegetated. Hide. People and Society, Algeria panel, expanded. Population, 41,657,488, July 2018. Country comparison to the world, 34. Nationality, noun, Algerians. Adjective, Algerian. Ethnic groups, Arab urban 99%, European less than 1%. Note, although almost all Algerians are Berber in origin, not Arab, only a minority identify themselves as Berber, about 15% of the total population. These people live mostly in the mountainous region of Kabylie east of Algiers. The Berbers are also Muslim but identify with their Berber rather than Arab cultural heritage. Berbers have long agitated, sometimes violently, for autonomy. The government is unlikely to grant autonomy but has officially recognized Berber languages and introduced them into public schools. Languages: Arabic, official; French, lingua franca; Berber or Tamazight, official. Dialects include Kabyle Berber, Takbaylit, Shaw'iyya Berber, Takoit, Mza Berber, Tuareg Berber, Tamahak. Religions: Muslim, official, predominantly Sunni 99%, other, includes Christian and Jewish 1%, 2012ist. Demographic profile: for the first two-thirds of the 20th century, Algeria's high fertility rate caused its population to grow rapidly. However, about a decade after independence from France in 1962, the total fertility rate fell dramatically from 7 children per woman in the 1970s to about 2.4 in 2000, slowing Algeria's population growth rate by the late 1980s. The lower fertility rate was mainly the result of women's rising age at first marriage, virtually all Algerian children being born in wedlock, and to a lesser extent the wider use of contraceptives. Later marriages and a preference for smaller families are attributed to increases in women's education and participation in the labor market, higher unemployment, and a shortage of housing forcing multiple generations to live together. The average woman's age at first marriage increased from about 19 in the mid-1950s to 24s in the mid-1970s to 30s.5 in the late 1990s. Algeria's fertility rate experienced an unexpected upturn in the early 2000s, as the average woman's age at first marriage dropped slightly. The reversal in fertility could represent a temporary fluctuation in marriage age or, less likely, a decrease in the steady rate of contraceptive use. Thousands of Algerian peasants, mainly Berber men from the Kabylie region, faced with land dispossession and economic hardship under French rule, migrated temporarily to France to work in manufacturing and mining during the first half of the 20th century. This movement accelerated during World War I, when Algerians filled in for French factory workers or served as soldiers. In the years following independence, low-skilled Algerian workers and Algerians who had supported the French, known as Harkis, emigrated en masse to France. Tighter French immigration rules and Algiers' decision to cease managing labor migration to France in the 1970s limited legal emigration largely to family reunification. Not until Algeria's civil war in the 1990s did the country again experience substantial out-migration. Many Algerians legally entered Tunisia without visas, claiming to be tourists, and then stayed as workers. Other Algerians headed to Europe seeking asylum, although France imposed restrictions. Sub-Saharan African migrants came to Algeria after its civil war to work in agriculture and mining. In the 2000s, a wave of educated Algerians went abroad seeking skilled jobs in a wider range of destinations, increasing their presence in North America and Spain. At the same time, legal foreign workers principally from China and Egypt came to work in Algeria's construction and oil sectors. Illegal migrants from sub-Saharan Africa, particularly Malians, Nigerians, and Gambians, continue to come to Algeria in search of work or to use it as a stepping stone to Libya and Europe. Since 1975, Algeria also has been the main recipient of Sahrawi refugees from the ongoing conflict in Western Sahara. More than 1,000 Sahrawis are estimated to be living in 5 refugee camps in southwestern Algeria near Tindouf. Age structure: 0-14 years, 29.49%. male 6,290,619/female 5,993,733, 15-24 years, 14.72%, male 3,137,975/female 2,994,056, 25-54 years, 42.97%. Male 9,067,597/female 8,833,238, 55-64 years, 7.01%, male 1,472,527/female 1,446,083, 65 years and over, 5.81%. Male 1,133,852/female 1,287,808, 2018est. Population pyramid. Dependency ratios. Dependency ratios are a measure of the age structure of a population. They relate the number of individuals that are likely to be economically dependent on the support of others. Dependency ratios contrast the ratio of youths, ages 0-14, and the elderly, ages 65+, to the number of those in the working age group, ages 15-64. Changes in the dependency ratio provide an indication of potential social support requirements resulting from changes in population age structures. As a fertility lever. More dependency ratios field listing. Total dependency ratio, 52.7, 2015est. Youth dependency ratio, 43.8, 2015est. Elderly dependency ratio, 9, 2015est. Potential support ratio, 11.2, 2015est. Median age, total, 28.3 years. Male, 28 years. Female, 28.7 years, 2018est. Country comparison to the world, 138. Population growth rate, the average annual percent change in the population, resulting from a surplus, or deficit, of births over deaths and the balance of migrants entering and leaving a country. The rate may be positive or negative. The growth rate is a factor in determining how great a burden would be imposed on a country by the changing needs of its people for infrastructure, for example, schools, hospitals, housing, roads, resources, for example, food, water, electricity, and jobs. Rapid population growth can be seen as more population growth rate field listing, 1.63%, 2018est. Country comparison to the world, 63. Birth rate, 21.5 births/1,000 population, 2018est. Country comparison to the world, 74. Death rate, 4.3 deaths/1,000 population, 2018est. Country comparison to the world, 205. Net migration rate, -0.9 migrant '(s/1,000 population, 2017est. Country comparison to the world, 135. Population distribution, the vast majority of the populace is found in the extreme northern part of the country along the Mediterranean coast. Urbanization, urban population, 72.6% of total population, 2018. Rate of urbanization, 2.46% annual rate of change, 2015-20est. Major urban areas, population, 2.694 million. Algiers, capital, 881,000. Oran, 2018. Sex ratio, at birth, 1.05 male '(s/female), 2017est. 0-14 years, 1.05 male '(s/female), 2017est. 15-24 years, 1.05 male '(s/female), 2017est. 25-54 years, 1.02 male '(s/female), 2017est. 55-64 years, 1.03 male '(s/female), 2017est. 65 years and over, 0.86 male '(s/female), 2017est. Total population, 1.03 male '(s/female), 2017est. Maternal mortality rate, the maternal mortality rate, MMR, is the annual number of female deaths per 100,000 live births from any cause related to or aggravated by pregnancy or its management, excluding accidental or incidental causes. The MMR includes deaths during pregnancy, childbirth, on within 42 days of termination of pregnancy, irrespective of the duration and site of the pregnancy, for a specified year. Maternal mortality rate field listing 140 deaths/100,000 live births, 2015est. Country comparison to the world, 62. Infant mortality rate, total, 18.9 deaths/1,000 live births, 2018est. Male, 20.4 deaths/1,000. Live births, 2018est. Female, 17.2 deaths/1,000 live births, 2018est. Country comparison to the world, 83. Life expectancy at birth, total population, 77.2 years, 2018est. Male, 75.8 years, 2018est. Female, 78.7 years, 2018est. Country comparison to the world, 76. Total fertility rate, 2.66 children born, woman, 2018est. Country comparison to the world, 64. Contraceptive prevalence rate, this field gives the percent of women of reproductive age, 1549, who are married or in union and are using, or whose sexual partner is using, a method of contraception according to the date of the most recent available data. The contraceptive prevalence rate is an indicator of health services, development, and women's empowerment. It is also useful in understanding past, present, and future fertility trends, especially in developing countries. Contraceptive prevalence rate field listing 57.1%, 2012-13. Health expenditures, 7.2% of GDP, 2014. Country comparison to the world, 75. Hospital bed density, 1.9 beds/1,000 population, 2015. Drinking water source, improved, urban, 84.3% of population, 2015est. Rural, 81.8% of population, 2015est. Total, 83.6% of population, 2015est. Unimproved, urban, 15.7% of population, 2015est. Rural, 18.2% of population, 2015est. Total, 16.4% of population, 2015est. Sanitation facility access, improved, urban, 89.8% of population, 2015est. Rural, 82.2% of population, 2015est. Total, 87.6% of population, 2015est. Unimproved, urban, 10.2% of population, 2015est. Rural, 17.8% of population, 2015est. Total, 12.4% of population, 2015est. HIV/AIDS, adult prevalence rate, 0.1%, 2017est. HIV/AIDS, people living with HIV/AIDS, 14,000, 2017est. Country comparison to the world, 89. HIV/AIDS, deaths, 200, 2017est. Obesity, adult prevalence rate, 27.4%, 2016. Country comparison to the world, 38. Children under the age of 5 years underweight, 3%, 2012. Country comparison to the world, 99. Education expenditures, 4.3% of GDP, 2008. Country comparison to the world, 101. Literacy, definition, age 15 and over can read and write, 2015est. Total population, 80.2%, 2015est. Male, 87.2%, 2015est. Female, 73.1%, 2015est. School life expectancy, primary to tertiary education, school life expectancy, SLE, is the total number of years of schooling, primary to tertiary, that a child can expect to receive, assuming that the probability of his or her being enrolled in school at any particular future age is equal to the current enrollment ratio at that age. Caution must be maintained when utilizing this indicator in international comparisons. For example, a year or grade completed in one country is not necessarily the same in terms of educational content or quality. More school life expectancy, primary to tertiary education, field listing. Total, 14 years, 2011. Male, 14 years, 2011. Female, 15 years, 2011. Unemployment, youth ages 15-24, total, 25.2%, 2014est. Male, 22.1%, 2014est. Female, 41.5%, 2014est. Country comparison to the world, 45. Hide. Government, Algeria panel, expanded. Country name, conventional long form, People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Conventional short form, Algeria. Local long form, Aljazaria Ad-Dimokratio Ash-Shabia. Local short form, Aljazair. Etymology, the country name derives from the capital city of Algiers. Government type, Presidential Republic. Capital, name, Algiers. Geographic coordinates, 3645 N, 303 E. Time difference, UTC +1, 6 hours ahead of Washington, D.C., during Standard Time. Etymology, name derives from the Arabic Al-Jazair meaning the islands and refers to the 4 islands formerly off the coast but joined to the mainland since 1525. Administrative divisions, 48 provinces, wilayas, singular, wilaya, Adra, Ain-Difla, Ain-Temouchent, Alger, Annaba, Batna, Bekaa, Bejair, Biskra, Blida, Bordj Bueridj, Buira, Boumerds, Chlef, Constantine, Jelfer, El Bayad, Elud, Eldaf, Gardair, Gulma, Ilazai, Jijl, Kenchla, Lagwat, Mascara, Madia, Mila, Mostaganam, Msla, Nama, Oran, Wadla, Bwagi, Rilizane, Seda, Satif, Siribel Abs, Skikdur, Sukharas, Tumanrasit, Tebasa, Terit, Tinduv, Tipaza, Tismzilt, Tizi-Ouzou, Tlemcen. Independence. For most countries, this entry gives the date that sovereignty was achieved and from which nation, empire, or trusteeship. For the other countries, the date given may not represent independence in the strict sense, but rather some significant nationhood event such as the traditional founding date or the date of unification, federation, confederation, establishment, fundamental change in the form of government, or state succession. For a number of countries, the establishment of statehood. More independence field listing. The 5th of July 1962, from France. National holiday, Revolution Day, 1 November, 1954. Constitution, history, several previous, latest approved by referendum the 23rd of February 1989, 2016. Amendments, proposed by the President of the Republic or through the President with the support of 3/4 of the members of both Houses of Parliament in joint session. Passage requires approval by both Houses, approval by referendum, and promulgation by the President. The President can forego a referendum if the Constitutional Council determines the proposed amendment does not conflict with basic constitutional principles, articles including the republican form of government. The integrity and unity of the country, and fundamental citizens' liberties and rights cannot be amended. Amended several times, last in 2016. Legal system, mixed legal system of French civil law and Islamic law. Judicial review of legislative acts in ad hoc constitutional council composed of various public officials including several Supreme Court justices. International law organization participation, has not submitted an ICJ jurisdiction declaration. Non-party state to the act. Citizenship, citizenship by birth, no. Citizenship by descent only, the mother must be a citizen of Algeria. Dual citizenship recognized, no. Residency requirement for naturalization, 7 years. Suffrage, 18 years of age. Universal Executive Branch, Chief of State, President Abdelaziz Bouteflika, since the 28th of April 1999. Head of Government, Prime Minister Amadou Yahya, since the 16th of August 2017. Cabinet of Ministers appointed by the President. Elections/appointments. President directly elected by absolute majority popular vote in 2 rounds if needed for a 5-year term. 2-term limit reinstated by constitutional amendment in February 2016. Election last held on the 17th of April 2014, next to be held in April 2019. Prime Minister nominated by the President after consultation with the majority party in Parliament. Election results. Abdelaziz Bouteflika re-elected President for a 4th term. Percent of vote. Abdelaziz Bouteflika, FLN 81.5%, Ali Benflis, FLN 12.2%, Abdelaziz Belade, Future Front 3.4%, Other 2.9%. Legislative Branch. Description. Bicameral Parliament consists of, Council of the Nation, Upper House with 144 seats, 1/3 of members appointed by the President, 2/3 indirectly elected by simple majority vote by an electoral college composed of local council members. Members serve 6-year terms with 1/2 of the membership renewed every 3 years. National People's Assembly, Lower House with 462 seats including 8 seats for Algerians living abroad. Members directly elected in multi-seat constituencies by proportional representation vote to serve 5-year terms. Elections, Council of the Nation, last held on the 29th of December 2015, next to be held in December 2018. National People's Assembly, last held on the 4th of May 2017, next to be held in 2022. Election results. Council of the Nation, percent of vote by party, Na, seats by party, Na, composition, men 133, women 10, percent of women 7%. National People's Assembly, percent of vote by party, Na, seats by party, FLN 164, RND 97, MSP FC 33, Taj 19, Enadu FJD 15. FFS 14, El Mostaqbal 14, MPA 13, PT 11, RCD 9, ANR 8, Men 4, Other 33, Independent 28, Composition, Men 343, Women 119, percent of women 25.8%. Note, total Parliament percent of women 21.3%. Judicial Branch, Highest Courts, Supreme Court or Cour Supreme, consists of 150 judges organized into 8 chambers, civil, commercial and maritime, criminal, House of Offences and Contraventions, House of Petitions, Land, Personal Status, and Social. Constitutional Council, consists of 12 members including the court chairman and deputy chairman. Note, Algeria's judicial system does not include Sharia courts. Judge selection and term of office. Supreme Court judges appointed by the High Council of Magistracy, an administrative body presided over by the President of the Republic, and includes the Republic Vice President and several members. Judges appointed for life. Constitutional Council members, 4 appointed by the President of the Republic, 2 each by the 2 Houses of Parliament, 2 by the Supreme Court, and 2 by the Council of State. Council President and members appointed for single 6-year terms with half the membership renewed every 3 years. Subordinate courts, appellate or wilaya courts, first instance or daira tribunals, political parties and leaders, Algerian National Front or FNA, Moussatouati, Algerian Popular Movement or MPA, Amara Beni Uns, Algerian Rally or Ali Zagdoud, Algeria's Hope Rally or Taj, Amar Ghoul, Dignity or El Karama, Mohammed Benham, Inner El Jazari Party, Algerian Radiance Party, Opt, Badreddin Belbaz, Front for Justice and Development or El Adala, Abdullah, Future Front or El Mostaqbal, Abdelaziz Belade, Islamic Renaissance Movement or Ennahda Movement, Mohammed Midu AIB, Justice and Development Front or FJD, AIB eligible a movement of national understanding or MEN, Movement for National Reform or ALA, Jaligawini, Movement of Society for Peace or MSP, AIB de Razak Morkri, National Democratic Rally, Rassemblement National Democratique, or R&D, Ahmadouiya, National Front for Social Justice or FNJS, Kale Nijma, National Liberation Front or FLN, Jamal Dabs, National Party for Solidarity and Development or PNSD, Dawla Yalakwi, National Reform Movement or ALA, Jahid Yunsi, National Republican Alliance or ANR, Belkacem Sali, New Dawn Party or PFJ, Taha Ben Babek, New Generation or Jil Jadid, Soufiane Jili, Oath of 1954 or AD 54, Ali Fawzi Ribain, Party of Justice and Liberty, Mohammed Said, Rally for Culture and Democracy or RCD, Mohsin Bilabas, Socialist Forces Front or FFS, Mustafa Bouchaki, Union of Democratic and Social Forces or UFDS, Nadine Babu, Vanguard of Freedoms, Ali Ben Fles, Youth Party or PJ, Herman Bouchama, Workers' Party or PT, Louisa Hanoun. Note: a law banning political parties based on religion was enacted in March 1997. International Organization Participation, ABIDA, FDB, FSD, AMF, AMU, O, BIS, K, CD, FAO, G15, G24, G77, ERIA, IBRD, ICAO, ICC, National Committees, ICRM, IDA, IDB, IFAT, IFC, IFX, IO, ILO, IMF, IMO, IMSO, Interpol, IOC, IAM, IPU, ISO, ITSO, ITU, ITUC, NGOs, LAS, MIGA, MONUSCO, NAM, OAPEC, OAS, Observer, OIC, OPCW, OPEC, OS, Partner, UN, UNCTAD, UNESCO, UNIDO, UNITA, UNTO, APU, WCO, WHO, WIPO, WMO, WTO, Observer, Diplomatic Representation in the U.S., Chief of Mission, Ambassador Majid Bagara, since the 23rd of February 2015, Chancery, 2118 Kalorama Road Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20008. Telephone, 12022652800. Fax, 12029865906. Consulates General, New York. Diplomatic Representation from the U.S., Chief of Mission, Ambassador John P. Dizroka, since the 5th of September 2017. Embassy, 05 Kemin Chekbakar, El Ibrahimi, El Baya 16030 Algeria. Mailing address, B. P. 408, Algeria, 16030 Algiers. Telephone, 213 077008200. Fax, 213 07700820064. Flag description: 2 equal vertical bands of green, hoist side, and white, a red, 5-pointed star within a red crescent centered over the 2-color boundary. The colors represent Islam, green, purity and peace, white, and liberty, red. The crescent and star are also Islamic symbols, but the crescent is more closed than those of other Muslim countries because Algerians believe the long crescent horns bring happiness. National symbols: a national symbol is a formal, floral, or other abstract representation, or some distinctive object, that over time has come to be closely identified with a country or entity. Not all countries have national symbols. A few countries have more than one. National symbols: field listing, star and crescent, fennec fox. National colors: green, white, red. National anthem: a generally patriotic musical composition, usually in the form of a song or hymn of praise, that evokes and eulogizes the history, traditions, or struggles of a nation or its people. National anthems can be officially recognized as a national song by a country's constitution or by an enacted law, or simply by tradition. Although most anthems contain lyrics, some do not. National anthem field listing: name, Kassaman, we pledge. Lyrics/music, Mufti Zakaria, Muhammad Fawzi. Note: adopted 1962, Zakaria wrote Kassaman as a poem while imprisoned in Algiers by French colonial forces. Hide. Economy, Algeria panel, expanded. Economy, overview, Algeria's economy remains dominated by the state, a legacy of the country's socialist post-independence development model. In recent years, the Algerian government has halted the privatization of state-owned industries and imposed restrictions on imports and foreign involvement in its economy, pursuing an explicit import substitution policy. Hydrocarbons have long been the backbone of the economy, accounting for roughly 30% of GDP, 60% of budget revenues, and nearly 95% of export earnings. Algeria has the 10th largest reserves of natural gas in the world, including the 3rd largest reserves of shale gas, and is the 6th largest gas exporter. It ranks 16th in proved oil reserves. Hydrocarbon exports enabled Algeria to maintain macroeconomic stability, amass large foreign currency reserves, and maintain low external debt while global oil prices were high. With lower oil prices since 2014, Algeria's foreign exchange reserves have declined by more than half, and its oil stabilization fund has decreased from about $20 billion at the end of 2013 to about $7 billion in 2017, which is the statutory minimum. Declining oil prices have also reduced the government's ability to use state-driven growth to distribute rents and fund generous public subsidies, and the government has been under pressure to reduce spending. Over the past 3 years, the government has enacted incremental increases in some taxes, resulting in modest increases in prices for gasoline, cigarettes, alcohol, and certain imported goods, but it has refrained from reducing subsidies, particularly for education, healthcare, and housing programs. Algiers has increased protectionist measures since 2015 to limit its import bill and encourage domestic production of non-oil and gas industries. Since 2015, the government has imposed additional restrictions on access to foreign exchange for imports, and import quotas for specific products, such as cars. In January 2018, the government imposed an indefinite suspension on the importation of roughly 850 products, subject to periodic review. President Bouteflika announced in fall 2017 that Algeria intends to develop its non-conventional energy resources. Algeria has struggled to develop non-hydrocarbon industries because of heavy regulation and an emphasis on state-driven growth. Algeria has not increased non-hydrocarbon exports, and hydrocarbon exports have declined because of field depletion and increased domestic demand. GDP, purchasing power parity, $630 billion. 2017 est $621.3 billion, 2016 est $602 billion, 2015 est. Note, data are in 2017 dollars. Country comparison to the world, 36. GDP, official exchange rate, $167.6 billion, 2017 est, 2017 est. GDP, real growth rate, 1.4%, 2017 est, 3.2%, 2016 est, 3.7%, 2015 est. Country comparison to the world, 174. GDP, per capita, PPP, $15,200, 2017 est, $15,200, 2016 est, $15,100. 2015 est. Note, data are in 2017 dollars. Country comparison to the world, 109. Gross national saving. Gross national saving is derived by deducting final consumption expenditure, household plus government, from gross national disposable income, and consists of personal saving, plus business saving, the sum of the capital consumption allowance and retained business profits, plus government saving, the excess of tax revenues over expenditures, but excludes foreign saving, the excess of imports of goods and services over exports. The figures are presented as a percent of GDP. A negative. More gross national saving field listing. 37.8% of GDP, 2017 est. 37.4% of GDP, 2016 est. 36.4% of GDP, 2015 est. Country comparison to the world. 13. GDP, composition. By end use, household consumption, 42.7%, 2017 est. Government consumption, 20.2%, 2017 est. Investment in fixed capital, 38.1%, 2017 est. Investment in inventories, 11.2%, 2017 est. Exports of goods and services, 23.6%, 2017 est. Imports of goods and services, minus 35.8%, 2017 GDP, composition, by sector of origin, agriculture, 13.3%, 2017 industry, 39.3%, 2017 services, 47.4%, 2017 agriculture, products, wheat, barley, oats, grapes, olives, citrus, fruits, sheep, cattle, industries, petroleum, natural gas, light industries, mining, electrical, petrochemical, food processing. Industrial production growth rate, 0.6%, 2017 country comparison to the world, 164. Labor force, 11.82 million, 2017 country comparison to the world, 50. Labor force, by occupation, agriculture, 10.8%, industry, 30.9%, services, 58.4%, 2011 unemployment rate, 11.7%, 2017 10.5%, 2016 country comparison to the world, 155. Population below poverty line. National estimates of the percentage of the population falling below the poverty line are based on surveys of subgroups, with the results weighted by the number of people in each group. Definitions of poverty vary considerably among nations. For example, rich nations generally employ more generous standards of poverty than poor nations. Population below poverty line field listing. 23%, 2006 household income or consumption by percentage share. Data on household income or consumption come from household surveys. The result adjusted for household size. Nations use different standards and procedures in collecting and adjusting the data. Surveys based on income will normally show a more unequal distribution than surveys based on consumption. The quality of surveys is improving with time, yet caution is still necessary in making inter-country comparisons. Household income or consumption by percentage share field listing. Lowest 10%, 26.8%, 1995. Highest 10%, 26.8%. 1995. Distribution of family income, Gini index. This index measures the degree of inequality in the distribution of family income in a country. The index is calculated from the Lorentz curve, in which cumulative family income is plotted against the number of families arranged from the poorest to the richest. The index is the ratio of A, the area between a country's Lorentz curve and the 45-degree helping line, to B, the entire triangular area under the 45-degree line. The more nearly equal a country's income distribution, the closer its dot. More distribution of family income. Gini Index Field Listing 35.3, 1995. Country comparison to the world, 95. Budget, revenues, 54.15 billion, 2017. Expenditures, 70.2 billion, 2017. Taxes and other revenues, 32.3%, of GDP, 2017. Country comparison to the world, 67. Budget surplus, plus, or deficit, dash, minus 9.6%, of GDP, 2017. Country comparison to the world, 207. Public debt, 27.5% of GDP, 2017. 20.4% of GDP, 2016. Note, data cover central government debt as well as debt issued by subnational entities and intragovernmental debt. Country comparison to the world, 170. Fiscal year, calendar year. Inflation rate, consumer prices, 5.6%, 2017. 6.4%, 2016. Country comparison to the world, 179. Central bank discount rate, 4%, the 31st of December 2010. 4%, the 31st of December 2009. Country comparison to the world, 99. Commercial bank prime lending rate, 8%, the 31st of December 2017. 8%, the 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world, 109. Stock of Naira money, $84.56 billion. The 31st of December 2017. $85.21 billion. The 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world, 44. Stock of broad money, $84.56 billion. The 31st of December 2017. $85.21 billion. The 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world, 44. Stock of domestic credit, $110.2 billion. The 31st of December 2017. $86.63 billion. The 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world, 54. Market value of publicly traded shares, NAP current account balance, minus $22.1 billion, 2017. Minus $26.47 billion, 2016. Country comparison to the world, 199. Exports, $34.37 billion, 2017. $29.06 billion, 2016. Country comparison to the world, 60. Exports, partners, Italy 17.4%, Spain 13%, France 11.9%, US 9.4%, Brazil 6.2%, Netherlands 5.5%, 2017. Exports, commodities, petroleum, natural gas, and petroleum products 97%, 2009. Imports, $48.54 billion, 2017. $49.43 billion, 2016. Country comparison to the world, 55. Imports, commodities, capital goods, foodstuffs, consumer goods. Imports, partners, China 18.2%, France 9.1%, Italy 8%, Germany 7%, Spain 6.9%, Turkey 4.4%, 2017. Reserves of foreign exchange and gold, $97.89 billion. The 31st of December 2017. $114.7 billion. The 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world, 26. Debt, external, $6.26 billion. The 31st of December 2017. $5.088 billion. The 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world, 128. Stock of direct foreign investment, at home, $29.05 billion. The 31st of December 2017. $25.74 billion. The 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world, 72. Stock of direct foreign investment, abroad, $1.893 billion. The 31st of December 2017. $2.025 billion. The the 31st of December 2016. Country comparison to the world. 85. Exchange rates. Algerian dinars, DZD, per US dollar - 108.9, 2017. 109.443, 2016. 109.443, 2015. 100.691, 2014. 80.579, 2013. Hide Energy, Algeria panel, expanded electricity access, population without electricity, 400,000, 2016. Electrification, total population, 99%, 2016. Electrification, urban areas, 100%, 2016. Electrification, rural areas, 97%, 2016. Electricity, production, 66.89 billion kWh, 2016. Country comparison to the world. 42. Electricity, consumption, 55.96 billion kWh, 2016. Country comparison to the world. 46. Electricity, exports, 641 million kWh, 2015. Country comparison to the world. 65. Electricity, imports, 257 million kWh, 2016. Country comparison to the world. 91. Electricity, installed generating capacity, 19.27 million kW, 2016. Country comparison to the world. 45. Electricity, from fossil fuels, 96% of total installed capacity, 2016. Country comparison to the world. 36. Electricity, from nuclear fuels, 0% of total installed capacity, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 34. Electricity, from hydroelectric plants, 1% of total installed capacity, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 144. Electricity, from other renewable sources, 2% of total installed capacity, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 130. Crude oil, production, 1.306 million barrel, day, 2017. 17. Country comparison to the world. 18. Crude oil, exports, 756,400 barrel, day, 2015. Country comparison to the world. 15. Crude oil, imports, 5,340 barrel, day, 2015. Country comparison to the world. 75. Crude oil, proved reserves, 12.2 billion barrel, the 1st of January 2018. Country comparison to the world. 15. Refined petroleum products, production, 627,900 barrel, day, 2015. Country comparison to the world. 29. Refined petroleum products, consumption, 405,000 barrel, day, 2016. Country comparison to the world. 37. Refined petroleum products, exports, 578,800 barrel, day, 2015. Country comparison to the world. 15. Refined petroleum products, imports, 82,930 barrel, day, 2015. Country comparison to the world. 61. Natural gas, production, 93.5 billion cubic meters, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 10. Natural gas, consumption, 41.28 billion cubic meters, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 25. Natural gas, exports, 53.88 billion cubic meters, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 7. Natural gas, imports, 0 cubic meters, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 83. Natural gas, proved reserves, 4.504 trillion cubic meters, the 1st of January 2018. Country comparison to the world. 10. Carbon dioxide emissions from consumption of energy, 135.9 million mounds, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 34. Hide communications, Algeria panel, expanded. Telephones, fixed lines, total subscriptions, 3,130,090, 2017 subscriptions per 100 inhabitants, 8, 2017 country comparison to the world, 45. Telephones, mobile cellular, total subscriptions, 49,873,389, 2017 subscriptions per 100 inhabitants, 122, 2017 country comparison to the world, 29. Telephone system, general assessment, privatization of Algeria's telecommunications sector began in 2000, 3 mobile cellular licenses have been issued. Regulator permits network operators to extend LTE services to additional provinces. A consortium led by Egypt's Orascom Telecom won a 15-year license to build and operate a fixed-line network in Algeria. Migration to 5G, 2017. Domestic, a limited network of fixed lines with a tele-density of less than 10 telephones per 100 persons has been offset by the rapid increase in mobile cellular subscribership. Mobile cellular tele-density was roughly 122 telephones per 100 persons, 2017. International, country code, 213, landing point for the CME-WE4 fiber optic submarine cable system that provides links to Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, microwave radio relay to Italy, France, Spain, Morocco, and Tunisia, coaxial cable to Morocco and Tunisia. New submarine cables to link to the US and France, 2016. Broadcast media, state-run radio television Algerian operates the broadcast media and carries programming in Arabic, Berber dialects, and French. Use of satellite dishes is widespread, providing easy access to European and Arab satellite stations. State-run radio operates several national networks and roughly 40 regional radio stations, 2009. Internet country code. .dz Internet users, total, 17,291,463, July 2016 percent of population, 42.9%, July 2016 country comparison to the world, 37. Broadband, fixed subscriptions, total, 3,166,907, 2017 subscriptions per 100 inhabitants, 8. 2017 country comparison to the world, 37. Hide transportation, Algeria panel, expanded. National air transport system, number of registered air carriers, 4, 2015. Inventory of registered aircraft operated by air carriers, 74, 2015. Annual passenger traffic on registered air carriers, 5,910,835. 2015. Annual freight traffic on registered air carriers, 24,723,377. Mount Gay M. 2015. Civil aircraft registration country code prefix, 70, 2016. Airports, 157, 2016. Country comparison to the world, 36. Airports, with paved runways, total, 64, 2017, over 3,047 meters, 12, 2017, 2,438 to 3,047 meters, 29, 2017, 1,524 to 2,437 meters, 17, 2017, 914 to 1,523 meters, 5, 2017, under 914 meters, 1, 2017. Airports, with unpaved runways, total, 93, 2013. 2,438 to 3,047 meters, 2, 2013. 1,524 to 2,437 meters, 18. 2013, 914 to 1,523 meters, 39, 2013, under 914 meters, 34, 2013. Heliports, 3, 2013. Pipelines, 2,600 kilometers condensate, 16,415 kilometers gas, 3,447 kilometers liquid petroleum gas, 7,036 kilometers oil, 144 kilometers refined products. 2013 railways, total 3,973 kilometers. 2014 standard gauge, 2,888 kilometers. 1.432 meter gauge, 283 kilometers electrified. 2014 narrow gauge, 1,085 kilometers. 1.055 meter gauge, 2014 country comparison to the world. 49 roadways, total 113,655 kilometers. 2010 paved, 87,605 kilometers, includes 645 kilometers of expressways. 2010 unpaved, 26,050 kilometers. 2010 country comparison to the world. 43 merchant marine. Merchant marine may be defined as all ships engaged in the carriage of goods, or all commercial vessels, as opposed to all non-military ships, which excludes tugs, fishing vessels, offshore oil rigs, etc. Total, 110, 2017. By type, bulk carrier 3, general cargo 13, oil tanker 9, other 85, 2017. Country comparison to the world. 81. Ports and terminals. Major seaports: Algiers, Annaba, Azua, Béjair, Gentine, Jijel, Mostaganem, Oran, Skikda. LNG terminals: export: Azua, Bethiawa, Skikda. Hyde. Military and security: Algeria panel, expanded. Military expenditures: 6.55% of GDP, 2016, 6.32% of GDP, 2015, 5.54% of GDP, 2014. Country comparison to the world. 5. Military branches: People's National Army, Armée Nationale Populaire, ANP, Land Forces, Forces Terrestres, FT, Navy of the Republic of Algeria, Marine de la République Algérienne, MRA, Air Force, Al-Quwat Al-Joiya Al-Jazariya, QJJ, Territorial Air Defense Force. 2016. Military service age and obligation: 18 is the legal minimum age for voluntary military service, 19 30 years of age for compulsory service. Conscript service obligation is 18 months, 6 months basic training, 12 months civil projects. 2018. Hyde. Terrorism: Algeria panel, expanded. Terrorist groups: home-based, Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, UQIM, aim, overthrow various African regimes and replace them with one ruled by Sharia, establish a regional Islamic caliphate across all of North and West Africa. Areas of operation: leadership headquartered in Algeria, operates in Tunisia, Libya, and northern Mali. Note: Al-Qaeda's affiliate in North Africa, Tunisia-based branch known as the Uqba bin Nafi Battalion, Mali-based Qaeda merged with allies to form JNIM in March 2017, which pledged allegiance to UQIM and Al-Qaeda. April 2018. Islamic State of Iraq and Ash-Sham, ISIS Algeria, aims, replace the Algerian government with an Islamic State and implement ISIS's strict interpretation of Sharia. Areas of operation: maintains an operational and recruitment presence mostly in the northeast. Note: formerly known as Jund al-Khalifa, Algeria, JAK, April 2018. Hyde. Transnational issues: Algeria panel, expanded. Disputes: international, Algeria and many other states reject Moroccan administration of Western Sahara. The Polisario Front, exiled in Algeria, represents the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. Algeria's border with Morocco remains an irritant to bilateral relations, each nation accusing the other of harboring militants and arms smuggling. Disputes include Libyan claims of about 32,000 square kilometers still reflected on its maps of southeastern Algeria and the National Liberation Front's FLN. Assertions of a claim to Shirak pastures in southeastern Morocco. Refugees and internally displaced persons. Refugees, country of origin, more than 100,000. Western Saharan Sahrawi, mostly living in Algerian-sponsored camps in the southwestern Algerian town of Tindouf. 2018. Trafficking in persons. Trafficking in persons is modern-day slavery, involving victims who are forced, defrauded, or coerced into labor or sexual exploitation. The International Labour Organization, ILO, the UN agency charged with addressing labor standards, employment, and social protection issues, estimated in 2011 that 20.9 million people worldwide were victims of forced labor, bonded labor, forced child labor, sexual servitude, and involuntary servitude. Human trafficking is a multi-dimensional threat. Dippery. More trafficking in persons field listing. Current situation. Algeria is a transit and, to a lesser extent, a destination and source country for women subjected to forced labor and sex trafficking and, to a lesser extent, men subjected to forced labor. Criminal networks, sometimes extending to sub-Saharan Africa and to Europe, are involved in human smuggling and trafficking in Algeria. Sub-Saharan adults enter Algeria voluntarily but illegally, often with the aid of smugglers, for onward travel to Europe, but some of the women are forced into prostitution, domestic service, and begging. Some sub-Saharan men, mostly from Mali, are forced into domestic servitude. Some Algerian women and children are also forced into prostitution domestically. Tier rating, Tier 3. Algeria does not fully comply with the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking and is not making significant efforts to do so. Some officials denied the existence of human trafficking, hindering law enforcement efforts. The government reported its first conviction under its anti-trafficking law. One potential trafficking case was investigated in 2014, but no suspected offenders were arrested. No progress was made in identifying victims among vulnerable groups or referring them to NGO-run protection service, which left trafficking victims subject to arrest and detention. No anti-trafficking public awareness or educational campaigns were conducted. 2015.